Hey, how's it going everyone? It's the microhpone man. So, a couple of weeks back I caught up to the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, and I gotta say, it's pretty good. The action was cool. The crew's techniques were cool. Utahime is fucking gorgeous. Which may or may not because I like older women. But that's a video for another day. My main point about making this video is because while I was reading a manga, at some points I was like, wait, that's a pretty cool way to write a scene. So I thought, hey, Jujutsu has pretty great writing. So with that said, I have like zero substantiation and I did absolutely no research about this. I just thought it was cool off the top of my head while reading Jujutsu, and I'm using fucking PowerPoint to do this shit. So good luck finding a counter argument to that, which means it's gonna be pretty easy to do so. I don't even have like points or anything. I have like 3 seeds to show good writing, because when I read it I was like, hey, that's good writing, right? And like 2 of these scenes were because of clever uses of pre-established curse techniques and rules, which means it's gonna be compared to like other shonen, but I kinda don't read a lot of shonen. I'm kinda like an Oizumi Pun and I am a hero kind of guy. I just read like Naruto and like Demon Slayer, and I like dropped Boku no Hero because L plus ratio plus it fell off. And anyway, I'm not going to be talking about plot and elements and all that. I'm not going to be talking about the macro stuff. I'm going to be talking about the minute micro stuff, like how abilities interact and dialogue. So yeah, and before I continue, I gotta say that like there's gonna be spoilers for the Shibuya arc. So if you haven't read that in the manga, just read that first. It's a good arc, although it's not as good as the Hidden Inventory arc. Okay, let's start. Number 1. Mahito's 0.2 second domain expansion. So it was already established beforehand that this 0.2 second domain expansion thing could exist because Gojo did it to avoid squishing the humans, because there was like a shit ton of humans there, the curse spirits, when he was fighting them. But his domain expansion could kill the humans, so he only did it for like 0.2 seconds to avoid that. And I kind of really didn't like that scene in particular, because it went off on a tangent and Gojo did something that we literally have not seen before, and it was a bit bullshit. But the way but the way Gege, or I don't fucking know, I don't fucking know, that guy, the author of this manga, capitalized off that bullshittery to make something that was kinda smart is pretty admirable. So because he made Mahito adapt Gojo's 0.2 second domain expansion to become his own kind of thing, which demonstrated A, Mahito's ability to adapt and plus his intelligence, and B, it introduced a kind of uniformity to the curse techniques. And like, I meant to put like a rainbow PNG here, but like I can't find an actual fucking PNG, so I got this instead. It's meant to be like a rainbow, but like I fucked that up too. Okay, anyway, because before that, curse techniques were basically like stands from like JoJo, in that they have like a one-off unique use or like a quirky power, and that's about that. There was no compatibility, right? So in such cases, the only way a manga could go on is thinking up new characters with quirky techniques and shit that could end up having a really stupid formula of like, hey, this ability is really fucking overpowered, but there's this one glaring flaw that it has that we can exploit. It'll be evident in a later fight when the main cast is in danger. And I don't want that. I don't want this for this dope ass manga. And they did go that route because it has domain expansion and everyone can do that. And like, this kind of solidified how this domain expansion thing was able to be adapted, I guess, by everyone. And the characters can like take notes from each other, right? There's this like universal modularity to it, right? And it's not like just in Boku no Hero where like Deku is like, I have Gugu Gaga super strength and will use quirky technique to stop your other quirky technique, because sometimes through sheer brute strength, and it just never sit right with me. So yeah, scene number 2. My mouse revealed here. I don't fuck. Scene number 2. Toto's fake out curse technique, right? So this happened between Mahito's fight with Toto and Itadori, and like from previous experiences we learned that Toto's curse technique lets him switch places with or off people when he claps his hands, but like one of his hands is destroyed because of Mahito. So he only has like one hand left. So instead of doing like one of those like last stand type things that shonen manga typically go for, like when the guy loses his ability or something, you get him using his big brain to outsmart Mahito and help Itadori win the fight, which is pretty cool from macro standpoint, because I don't want a fairly enjoyable character dying. And like his fake out comes when he has already lost his curse technique, but like he announced this curse technique to still be usable, and he used it, which made Mahito like strike behind him, because he anticipated the switch, but get fucking psyched. It ain't working. So Itadori gains the upper hand, and he helps Itadori win the fight with his big ass brain. That, and also this shows that Todo is actually a pretty good and resourceful sorcerer. Not only in terms of like raw fighting strength, but also because of his strategies and shit, so that's pretty cool. Number 3, just like plain dialogue between plain dialogue between Mahito, Geto, and Mekamaru. And like this scene is kind of why I wanted to make this video. I just found it so cool to see this level of writing apparent, I guess, in this kind of manga. And I just tagged the previous 2 points on. So like, this is gonna be a way different way of like writing, quote unquote, in a sense, from the other 2. So this scene takes place as a sort of bridging chapter between like the previous arc and the Shibuya arc, where we found out, oh shit, Mekamaru is the traitor, right? So how are we gonna convey that he's the traitor, right? Through some kind of exposition or some shit. Nah bitch, it's through dialogue, and it's so cool to see, because they give you like kernels of information as to why Mekamaru would betray the Jujutsu High people, and subsequently Mahito and Geto, as well as like set up like the stakes for the battle that is about to start. And it's done while being able to like stay natural to the character without them rambling on to like exposition. And that shit's what I live for. I fucking love this. It's building a setting with pure dialogue while strengthening the characterization of the characters who are having the same dialogue. So, okay, so let's look at it, because I've like ran out of stuff to say that I've actually typed out, right? And I want the video to be longer. So Mahito, who's like this aloof ass guy, he says he's our enemy now, let's just kill him already. And like this disregard for like plans and shit, it is his personality, right? So like it does further his characterization, but it also tells us like, you know, that they're not cooperating on like very friendly terms. Like they still want to like get each other, right? And then Geto, how do I say? He exposes about like why Mekamaru is helping them, right? And like it's this very fragile relationship, and we can get this from like his tone, and like Mahito's tone, and also it helps characterize Geto as like the more scheming type, which you have already seen, right? Then moving on, this whole shit happens in like 1 chapter, by the way. So like I don't know, I just really fucking like the scene. Anyway, the next panel, like the next few panels, I don't fucking know. The Mekamaru confronts them. Right? Don't lay a finger on anyone from Kyoto Jujutsu High. Right? You're the ones who broke the binding vow first. So this says like a few things. First of all, like from a story standpoint, it tells us why Mekamaru is at odds with them right now, right? Because he promised to work with them, and then they broke him. They broke like one condition that he had. And the other thing is that it characterizes Mekamaru as like not a piece of shit. Because before this chapter, I really fucking hated Mekamaru. He was a piece of shit. but like now, like we get that yes, he actually does care about his classmates, right? And it makes his death, oh shit, spoilers, but like I already said that. It makes his death like even more tragic, I guess. And like also it's consistent to his character, because he has established before that he fucking hates his own body, right? He really hates his heavenly restriction. So like him wanting to have his body fixed up by Mahito is like pretty in character, if you ask me. So like yeah, then after that they like set up the stakes for like why they want to fight, because after the idol, because after they help him fix his body, which is like a binding vow that Mahito took, and he can't really break that, then like they have no more reason to fight, to work with each other anymore, so they fight. and it's so cool. It's set up in like less than half a chapter, and like it's really cool. I don't know, if you ask me, this is like the peak story writing. I really like this theme. But yeah, that's about it. That's the end of my shitty PowerPoint presentation. So I don't even like also signing off.